18 WJTS Sports presents Jasper Wildcat Football. This game is brought to you by Carpet Warehouse, Maringer Plumbing and Heating, DuBois County Tire and Supply, Ubelor and Sons, McDonald's, Oakland City University, Westside Dairy Queen. Now let's head down to the field.
Welcome to Inlow Field. Tonight the Jasper Wildcats are on the road against the Bosse Bulldogs, and we had some technical difficulties to start things here, so we got that squared away. I think we're okay for right now, but we'll get the football game underway here. So Jasper will receive, and they just do a quick little pooch kick, and they're going after the football here, and ball is on the ground, and the Wildcats are able to recover there. So tough situation for the Cats there early on as they try something different on the kickoff. Drew Bradley was able to get his hands on the football. So the Wildcat offense is going to start off, and starting at the quarterback spot is number 22, Max Butel. Max Butel, just a freshman, and so he's going to get the start for the Wildcats tonight. So the Wildcats are just trying to make some changes with their offense here, obviously, and so that will put Carter Holsworth in the backfield for the ball game.
It looks like Bosse's got 8 guys up on the line again.
All right, so Holsworth gets the first carry on the right side there, so he's able to rush for about 5 yards on that play. Tackle on the play was Adrian Jackson for the Bosse Bulldogs. And again, this is a Bosse football team here that 1-2 on the season. Their 2 losses were blowouts, where Vincennes opened up the season beating them 40 to nothing. And then they lost last week 56 to nothing against Castle. So here's the option. They pitch out the, trying to see, actually, I think that might be number 34, Ross Dawkins with the carry there. So Dawkins also another freshman who saw some play last week, Bob.
Yeah, and he looked pretty decent when he came in. You know, a little bit later in the game, you know, when they had some fresh shirts out there, he started to get a little bit more dominant. But he's definitely showing potential.
All right, so sets up a 3rd and short. Dawkins goes in motion, but they give it to Holsworth on the right side, and he was able to scoot a little bit to the outside there and get about 3 or 4 on the play for a first down.
When you have a freshman quarterback come in, the one thing that the coach really tries to do is really simplify things. Now, when he was out in warm-ups, he was throwing some gosh darn good balls deep, 15, 20-foot or 20-yard drags. So he definitely can put some zip on the ball, but let's just try to cure our turnovers right here.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 41-yard line. Gives on the left side, so that's Holsworth. He sees a big opening, so he's going to gain it for about 9 yards. So, again, he just really looks more comfortable in that tailback spot, doesn't he?
Yeah, you know, I know that people have seen the Jasper team, and they were kind of questioning what they were after the Memorial game and then the Harrison Wrights debacles. But I got to tell you, when you're losing your quarterback, your 2 top slot receivers, guys that are very important to the triple option, that timing's thrown off, and during the triple option, timing is everything.
So 2nd down, just short of midfield there, and actually we're going to have a penalty flag here. And we got a little bit of a false start on the Wildcats, the movement on the line there. So that's the other thing, too. Whenever you're trying to, especially with a freshman quarterback, you want to really try to minimize your mistakes across the board. So that's going to be really important for the Cats tonight.
Well, you went from Grant Young to Holsworth at quarterback. Now you got a different voice back there. It's not the easiest thing in the world. That I know there's not there's a decent crowd out here, but it really echoes through this stadium.
All right, so Holsworth on the left side this time, and he's able to actually only gains about a yard there, so gets it up to the 45-yard line. Well, check it, they'll spot it at about the between the 45 and 46-yard line, so it's going to be a 3rd and 5.
Well, Holsworth came through pretty decent right there. I'd like to see him go a little bit more north and south, but he's finding himself. When he gets hit, I hope 2 hands come down on that ball.
All right, so it normally be a passing situation. Now, they talk about Max Butel as far as his ability, just reads defenses really well, and he actually keeps the football this time. Then he pitches out, so that's Cabrick with the football, and he gets knocked out of bounds, but a good read there by the young freshman. He pulled the ball out, ran the option there, and then pitched at the last minute to get the first down.
Well, they've had 2 pitches, one to the far side, one to the near side. His timing was near perfect on both of them, which is a great sign for Jasper. You and I were talking earlier in the week that one thing that we would like to see, not that we're coaches or not, but we really feel that Charlie Cabrick getting a little bit more involved in the offense may be a positive for Jasper. It definitely seemed to be on that play.
All right, so the Cats were moving right along with the rushing attack. 1st and 10 now in the Bosse territory at the 46-yard line. And actually, we got a timeout. I don't know if we were running out of play clock there.
Yeah, it was on double zeros.
All right, so Cats are going to call their first timeout. We'll take our first break. No score, Jasper against Bosse here on 18 WJTS. Back out on the football field after the timeout. But, Bob, pay attention to number 3, Royal Elliott. He's an outside linebacker for this team. He had an unbelievable game in that win that they had against Evansville Central, 26-13. Listen to these numbers: 25 tackles, 13 solos, 7 tackles for loss, and a sack in that football game, and was actually named Player of the Week by the Courier Press for Week 2. So the quarterback, Max Butel, again, engineering a very nice drive. This is his first varsity experience. I was talking to Jared Land, the freshman coach, and he was just telling me that, this kid just really understands the game very well.
Yeah, he seems like he's his flow to the game is not missing a beat. So I know that people are looking at this season early. Jasper struggles, but there's some positive things happening with the experience going to some young players.
2nd down, about 6 here. All right, looking for his first pass. He offers it right across the middle there, and it's complete. So he put a nice touch on that football. And I'm trying to see who came down with it, and actually they're going to say it was incomplete. So actually toss that out to Will Wallace, number 32, playing a tight end spot.
The ball was there. It was a good ball. Wallace did a good job getting his hands, fighting the defender, but the defender was right there. We need to get a little bit more separation so there's not so much fight when the ball's coming into the receiver's hands.
All right, so that sets up a 3rd down situation here, 3rd down and 6. I think it'd be 4 down territory for the Cats, but it's not going to be necessary as we get a first down there with Holsworth with a big carry all the way to the 31-yard line.
Holsworth kind of playing like he's a little angry this evening. He's punishing some guys, but it's really impressive that Jasper's moving the ball on the ground, because if you watch Bosse, the ball right now is on the 31-yard line. The 25-yard line and up is where all the Bosse players are going.
Right. Butel under center. Gives it to the left side. Holsworth, big hole on the left side, as he's able to rush it all the way to about the 19-yard line. So a pickup of 12 there.
The ball got a little shaky in his arm. As a running back, when you're coming out to the left side, you got that ball in your strong hand, which is your right hand, you're facing the defense. You have got to swing it over to your left hand, so if they try to strip it, they have to come across your body, which gives you a little bit more opportunity to fight them off.
All right, so the Cats 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. 7:33 on the clock here in the first quarter. Jasper's first possession, now this time to the left side. Give is to Jace Perkins. He scored 2 touchdowns last week against Wrights.
Perkins, I thought, was one of the bright spots. When we get into the Wrights game and the Harrison game, we do have a lot of players out there fighting. I'd like to see him, put that down as 11 guys playing as one.
So the Wildcat rushing attack just rolling right along here. Give it to Perkins again on the right side. So he's going to pick up about 4 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and about 2.
When Perkins gets a little bit more experience and he sees the guys coming up a little bit quicker, he's so strong and so built to the ground. If he gets those shoulders down, he's going to be hurting some people.
Right. All right, so Holsworth back in the backfield this time. Got the option, so they do pitch out 2. Dawkins, who was able to get the first down yardage. He needed about 2.5, and I think he got 3 right there.
Well, when Dawkins came out on the pitch, he had about the perfect angle. Number 3 for Bosse comes stepping up. Dawkins had to kick it in a higher gear, which he did. They kept the same angle. They kept the same distance. Nice little pitch. I tell you what, Dawkins, I see signs of Lance in that boy.
Oh, no question. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Or actually 1st and goal. They're inside the 10 at the 9. So they give it to Holsworth on the left side. Good stop defensively there by the Bulldogs. Number 8, Keith Hall on the play.
As many times as Holsworth is going to touch the ball, it's important that Perkins and Dawkins come in and do just enough to where you can give this guy a little bit of a breather. So when we get late in the game, he hasn't absorbed all those hits, and he can start getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
All right, so 2nd down from the 7. 2nd and goal. Look at there's inside counter. Cabrick looked like he was kind of held up, waiting for a block there, but he was able to get positive yardage down to about the 3-yard line. It looked like it could have gone all the way if he didn't have a little bit of a hesitation right there.
Well, our offensive lineman did a great job of firing into the Bosse defense. Problem is we got up high. Bosse defenders start pushing him back. So when Cabrick cut, that hole closed up in a hurry. He was fortunate to get what he did.
So 3rd down inside the 5. They give it to Holsworth. Now he plows his way and actually lowers his shoulder and is able to get across the goal line for the 4-yard touchdown run.
This Jasper offense is just better when he's in his position, in his natural position back there behind the quarterback. He's comfortable, and that was a grown man run right there.
So a nice long drive for the Wildcats. So Cabrick's in there to kick the extra point. Snap's good, kick is up, and the kick is no good. Missed it to the right. So the Wildcats march right down, all on the run, and they score the first touchdown to lead 6-0 here on 18 WJTS. It's got it teed up. Jasper with a 6-0 lead. Started at the 28-yard line, so they were able to go 72 yards on that drive and 14 plays, all rushing plays. Just a nice methodical drive and a great start for the quarterback, Max Butel, to engineer that drive. Cabrick boots it to the left side. They'll see if it goes out of bounds, and it does. So Jasper, I think we've just been a little too afraid as far as allowing any type of run back. So, but still giving them really good field position there at the 35.
I don't think that particular one right there was designed to go out, but we've seen in the Wrights game a little bit and some in the Harrison game, keeping it away from their deep threats. The one thing you can say about Bosse, they got speed. I've seen a couple of those guys out there during warm-ups, and it looked like they weren't giving too much effort, and they were getting 10 yards covered in a hurry.
All right, so the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10 from the 35 here. And their quarterback is junior Elijah Wagner, number 5. In that win against Central, threw for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns, but also rushed for 61 yards. But the Wildcats stuff him up quickly there. So all over that play, the Wildcat defense knocks him back for about a 3-yard loss.
Nice job of coming up and filling the hole. Made a nice initial pop. Knocked the guy back about a half a foot. Jasper's friends came in and did a nice job flowing and was able to bring him down for a loss.
So 2nd down and 13 from the 32. 4:15 on the clock. Jasper with a 6-0 lead. So they pitch it out there, and that's behind the back. Oh, man, I thought that was not a behind-the-back pass, but a backwards pass.
That was gosh darn close.
So he was trying to hook up with his running back, Jaden Thomas, number 28. And, boy, they're just looking for him to really start picking up. Last year rushed for over 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Their recipe for success is the same as all the other ones. Get your athletes in open space and see what happens.
So 3rd down. And we got flags flying, but the Wildcat defense is all over it. So give credit on that sack if it counts. Number 56, Caleb Senninger, was on top of the Bulldog quarterback immediately there. So Wagner just had nowhere to go, but we're going to see what this penalty flag's all about.
Well, regardless of which way it goes, that was a heck of a lot better job of firing off the ball.
Right. Oh, actually, they're going to pick up the flag, so big-time sack for the Cats there.
I would say the one referee thought it was an illegal shift, but after discussing it with his fellow Zebras out there, that nope, that was indeed not an illegal shift, so the flag was picked up.
So Senninger with a 7-yard loss on that sack. So the Bulldogs are going to be forced to punt here as the ball's at the 25-yard line. High snap, but he's able to get it off. Returnable opportunity here for Atkins. He's going to go to his left side, and he is slowed up right at about the 50, but he's able to lunge forward for about another 3 or 4 yards. So the Cats will have great field position right here at the 46.
Yeah, he did a nice job of when he was getting wrapped up and he knew he was going down, that both arms came over that ball. I'm sure it's been repeated more than once during practice about ball control.
So Max Butel, the quarterback for the Wildcats, just a freshman, number 22, leading this team on a 14-play, 78-yard drive. Give the Wildcats a 6-0 lead. This time he's going to operate starting at the 46 of Bosse.
Bosse once again has got 10 guys up within 3 yards.
Holsworth gets it on the right side and actually loses the football, so the problems with hanging on to the football continue for this Jasper football team, although they're able to recover it there. So coming up with it was number 74, Jesse Ubler, who's actually getting a start at the center spot. They moved Jackson Bauer to a guard spot, so a little change in the offensive line.
When you come through that line, you have got to have both hands on the ball. We're carrying it like a loaf of bread, and that's why it's getting punched out so easy.
All right, so second down and 9. There's another counter. Here comes Kabrick. He's got a wide open spot there. If he can get to the outside and use his speed, but he cuts back, gets across the 20, and they will call him down at the 17-yard line. So a big play for the Cats there.
I'm sure one thing that Coach Lewis has noticed about the Harrison and the Wrights game is how they were stacking the box and being extremely aggressive. Jasper's run more counter plays so far tonight, which is the way you slow that aggressiveness down. They've run more tonight than they have in the 2 games already combined.
So first and 10 for the Cats. Give is the right side. Perkins sees a big opening as well, so the offensive line just really opening things up for these Wildcat running backs and quarterbacks and slots as well. So there's a 10-yard rush for a first down there.
Well, the offensive line's doing a lot better job of getting low and getting into the numbers and driving their legs and just pushing these guys out. And they're picking up, they're hitting, they're sliding, they're doing exactly what they need to be doing, and the running backs reading it nicely.
Perkins on the right side. So he was able to get across the 5 to about the 4, so we'll call it a pickup of about 3.
Jasper just needs to make sure it's mistake-free football down here.
So second down and goal. Cats at the 4. Holsworth on a 4-yard run scored the first touchdown for the Cats. Gets it on the left side, lowers his shoulder, plows through, and he is across for the touch. Oh, actually, the ball is lost, but the Cats, I believe, recovered in the end zone. So they did not call that play dead, even though he crossed the plane. I thought the play was pretty well over at that particular point. I didn't see who.
Well, they had to be thinking that the ball was coming loose as he was crossing the goal line, that there wasn't full possession.
So I couldn't see who recovered the touchdown or recovered the ball for the touchdown, because again, these gold uniforms are just terrible. I mean, when it comes trying to tell who's out there. All right, so the Cats are going to go for 2, leading 12-0. Quarterback keeps it,
Nice
cuts
read.
inside, and he's not going to be able to get there. So,
But the right read.
all right, so the play comes up short. Jasper, 2 touchdowns, no extra points yet, so they lead 12-0 with 1:39 to go here in the first on 18 WJTS. Cats tee it up again after the touchdown. This time it was 46-yard drive. Only took the Wildcats 4 plays that time, 5 plays. All right, so now they get the whistle for the kickoff. Kabrick, I'd like to see him just kick it away, but nope. Straight up, and he's fielded right there at the 30-yard line. Plows forward, lowers his head, so that's Antonio Floyd Jr. Returns that football. And they will start at the 40-yard line. So the Cats kicked it out of bounds first time. They start at the 35, this time from the 40. So with the Wildcats again, 3 and out last time with the sack. I'd like to see the same type of effort here.
Just don't let their guys get outside the ends, you know. Just keep them bottled up. They've been doing a great job of flowing to the ball. Let's see if we can keep it going this possession.
Looking to throw this time. He finds a man across the middle. A nice slant pattern. He broke away a couple tackles there and gets it all the way to the 40-yard line. So a nice hookup of 20 yards on that play to T-Shawn Tomlinson, 6'2", 170 junior.
And Jasper had extreme struggles with the seam routes against Wrights last week, and evidently the coaching staff seen something. They put him right up on the hash marks.
So the Bulldogs in business. In Wildcat territory at the 40-yard line. 1:12 on the clock here in the first quarter. Jasper with a 12-0 lead. Gives to the right side. Cats are able to make the stop there. And it looks like it was Victor Peter making the stop, so a gain of about 3 yards on the rush there for Jaden Thomas.
Nice job after the initial contact of wrapping your arms. We didn't do that on that little seam route, and he got an extra 6.
So the Bulldogs at the 37-yard line right here. Trying a quick hitter to the outside, and we actually got a penalty flag thrown. I don't know if we have an ineligible man downfield. He was able to hook up again with Tomlinson, number 2. Yep, that's the call, and eligible receiver. So one of the linemen went downfield a little bit too quick, and you know, my goodness, that was a quick hitter too. I mean, you threw it out there right away. So he must have been running downfield on a rushing play, not realizing it was a pass.
The rule of thumb on that is engage your guy 1,000, 1,002, and then you slide past him. I mean, Jasper came right past him so fast. When they fired out, there wasn't anybody there, so they just continued down, and it worked out in Jasper's favor.
All right, so that backs at 5. Ball now at the 42-yard line, 2nd down and 12. They tried a little reverse here. He's got an opening to the outside, and he gets across the 20, close to the 15-yard line. So a little razzle-dazzle there by the Bulldogs. Jaden Thomas with a huge run. And they will spot it at the 16.
That's all a matter about staying disciplined and staying at home. We had nobody at home. And when you get a team like Bosse that's searching for wins like Jasper, they'll pull anything out of the playbook.
So again, Thomas was a 1,000-yard rusher. Now he gets it to the left side. So he's starting to get a little bit more active in the offense. Went 26 yards on that reverse and picks up 2 on that play. All right, so that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Jasper scores twice. But Bosse on the move right now when we come back here on 18 WJTS. 2nd down and 8. Football rests right at the 15-yard line. Wagner pitches. Officially, I guess that's a pass since he tossed it to him. So that is number 12, who's not on my roster. So
we've had a lot of that this year.
I know. Well, regardless, it goes for about 5 yards on the play, so 3rd down and 3. And we got more penalty flags flying. Already had one ineligible receiver downfield. This time, though, it goes against the Wildcats. So we're able to get them jumped there. So they need 3, they get 5, and it's going to be 1st and goal from about the 4-yard line.
Discipline. It's concentration. You know, when things are not going your way, you really have to fight down. You really have to keep your mind in the game.
So 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. Jaden Thomas in the backfield. They pitch it out to him. Cats, though, converge on it, but he spins away. And what could have been about a 1 or 2 yard loss winds up being about a 2-yard gain. So spotted right there at the 3, 2nd and goal.
Jasper's backs did a great job of coming up towards the sideline and forcing him inside, because he definitely wanted to get out and try to get the angle. It was taken away. Pursuit was nice. Dropped him for a short gain.
2nd down and goal. Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. Jasper with a 12-0 lead. And rushed to the left side there by Thomas, and he wasn't able to get across the goal line. They stop him just shy of the 1-yard line. So that will set up 3rd and goal there.
I just love these goal line stands. It's just mano a mano up front. Let's see if the white shirts can push those red jerseys in the wrong direction.
3rd down. Right side, and the Cats stop it. Trying to see some numbers there. I think it was number 30 making the stop for the Cats. So a good job there by Drew Bradley to get in there into the backfield. Knocked him back for about a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, he went back down. He got hit pretty hard.
All right, actually we got a player down for the Bulldogs. That's number 3, Royal Elliott. So he's going to be tended to. He looks like he is in pain. So I'll tell you what, we'll take a break here. Jasper leads at 12-0. Bosse knocking on the door, 4th and goal when we come back. Field, that's number 3, Royal Elliott. Again, he is the guy that was the man. Player of the week for week 2 by the Courier and Press down here in Evansville. 25 tackles. Huge game against Central, but he looks like he may be out for a while, if not for the game.
Yeah, Jasper got enough penetration on that and did a nice job of wrapping to move the ball back about 3/4 of the yard. I know it doesn't seem like much, but you never know down here.
So 4th down, the Cats with an opportunity for a stand here. Need 4 yards for a touchdown. Quarterback keeps it this time, and nobody's there to stop him. He just follows his blockers and does what he needs to and gets the 4-yard touchdown run. So Elijah Wagner puts the Bulldogs on the board.
Well, the Cats, they stopped him 3 out of 4 times. You know, unfortunately, that last one was a dagger into the white shirts. So let's see what we can do about keeping them out of the end zone. Looks like they may be going for 2.
So the Bulldogs go 60 yards on that drive, all on the ground. Actually, open down, take that back. Actually, the first play was a 20-yard pass play, but the rest of it. Oh, what a stop there. Man, Atkins with a big hit. And also, I think that was Drew Bradley also. So the 2-point conversion does not go. Jasper leads 12-6 here on 18 WJTS. Mari Hope, number 4, has got it teed up, but the Wildcats are gearing up for an onside kick or maybe another pooch kick. We don't have anybody back deep. Well, kick it straight forward, and the Cats jump right on top of it. So Cats will have it at about the 32-yard line. So that was Holsworth who was able to get his hands on it. So Cats will bring their offense back out here. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for the Wildcats. 12-6 is our score.
I think it's kind of important for our offense to get back to like our first possession. You know, grind it out, get 3-4 yards, ball control, take it down to the end zone. Well, Bosse just, even though we did a great job of keeping them out on the 2-point conversion, you know, we got to take all the momentum away from them. We're not good enough at this point to coast. We got to go punch it in.
So the freshman quarterback, Max Butel, under center. Brings his freshman in. Oh, there's Holsworth to the left side. He's going to get across the 50, 45, 40, all the way to the 35, 34-yard line. So a big-time run for the Cats to start this drive.
I don't know if he just didn't feel comfortable the last time when he didn't move that ball to the left side, but boy, he got it out there in a hurry.
So he takes it 35 yards on the run. 1st and 10 for the Cats. This time, Perkins on the left side. He's got room. He's got to stay on the sideline before he's knocked out of bounds at about the 11.
Did you see the way he finished that play?
Actually, the Bulldogs call a timeout, but yeah, he actually put some punishment on that.
Goodness gracious.
Run. He stepped out of bounds, though, it looks like at the 14. All right, so the Bulldogs want a timeout. Cats will break on the other side. We'll take a break here. Jasper 12, Bosse 6 here on 18 WJTS. All right, the Wildcats with 2 big runs, Holsworth and also Perkins. They are now in just 2 plays at the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. Butel reading the defense. Gives it right side, Holsworth. Continues the battle. He's across the 5. Now we got a penalty flag. I don't know if this should be maybe a face mask, I would think. The way things were kind of held up there. He got inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
That's usually what it is when it comes from that back guy like that.
Still some discussion here. Personal foul, face mask, and yes, so they're going to tack on. He's already at the 3, so just another 1.5 yards there, but he was able to rush 11 on the play. So 1st and goal for the Wildcats. And they give it to Holsworth on the right side. He takes it in for the touchdown. So we'll call it officially a 2-yard touchdown run. And the Cats are on the board again. So 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, Bob.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're strolling down the right side of the road at this point. I really like the way our offensive linemen are coming out low and driving their legs. And our running backs, who's ever in there, they're just running so hard, and that's what we need.
There's the snap, the kick is up, and this time it looks through. So the Cats finally get a point after, and they lead this football game 19-6 over the Bosse Bulldogs here on 18 WJTS. 19-6, Jasper leads the Bosse Bulldogs. 8:31 to go here in the first half. Last drive for the Wildcats went 69 yards. And only took 4 rushing plays. Big time boot there. Fielded right at the 5-yard line. Cats converging on it. Good job by Peter to slow him up there. And, oh, I thought there was a penalty flag. It was a kid's football on the other end. A couple kids over there playing Nerf football, and I saw something fly through the air. I thought that was a penalty, but nope, not the case. And the Cats will have the football at the, the Bulldogs will have the football at the 22-yard line.
Nice job by Peter coming to the outside, forcing him up inside, and then breaking down and making the tackle. He did everything pitch perfect on that one.
So the Bulldogs' last drive opened up with a 20-yard pass play to kind of set the stage for their scoring drive there. 4 wide receivers split out, but they actually pitch it to the fullback coming in motion. So Thomas was able to rush there to about close to the 30-yard line. Now, actually going to spot it at about the 28. So 6-yard pickup.
I can see the guys in the defense slapping each other on the helmets. You know, too much, too many yards. That's good to see that fire in their belly.
So second down.
Second down and 4 for the Bulldogs.
Elijah Wagner, the quarterback, keeps it this time. He scored a touchdown on his last run. This time rushes across the 30 and is run out of bounds right at about the 35-yard line. So he gets the first down yardage. And we had a lot of whistles blowing there. Oh, actually, there is a penalty flag right there at the 29-yard line.
Boy, that's unfortunate for Bosse because he did a heck of a job of kicking it into hyperdrive to get those extra 3 yards to get that first down, but it looks like it's all for naught.
Yeah, so the Bulldogs have had their share of penalties on the offensive side of the ball. They had it marked right there at the 29-yard line, so that's going to move the football to the 19. And so that's going to set up a second down and 13 from there.
That classifies as the good old drive killer. Jasper's got the benefit of moving it down back 13 yards. Now let's see if we can toughen up here and get the ball back.
High snap, quarterback handles it. Wagner throws out. So a little wide out screen. He was able to hook up with Amari Hope, number 4 there, but not much there as the Wildcats were all over it.
Nice job of coming up. Seen the receiver's going to catch the ball, broke down in front of him. As soon as the ball touches his hand, just dropped him right away. Because you know that's what Bosse is trying to do, get their athletes in open spaces.
So the ball rests at the 20-yard line. Need about 12 yards to get that first down. Got to get to the 32. Wagner pitches it out there. He's got Hope again, and Hope was able to get out of bounds there. Defensively on the Wildcats, Corbin Bailey, number 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, that official was on that in a hurry. He did a nice job of keeping that Bosse player in the upright position so that referee could not throw that flag. Now this is almost like a goal line stand.
So a pickup of 11 there. So makes it a 4th down. And is it 4th down or 3rd down?
We've got 4th down and about a little bit more than the yard.
Yeah, the scoreboard had 3rd down. So actually Bosse calls another timeout. They want to keep this drive alive. So we'll take a break. 6:41. Jasper 19, Bosse 6. All right, so the Bulldogs back on the field. The Wildcats hurry up. Get set here, and now we got the play clock running. 4th and 1. Try to get the Wildcats to jump. They don't. So Wagner's going to keep it this time, and he's able to sweep the outside, but penalty flags fly again. And again, they're in the backfield there, so this may be against Bosse again. Yep, another hold. So that's going to push the Bulldogs back. So a nice rush for about 8 yards on the play. Plenty for the first down, but it's coming back.
The Bosse coach is really lucky that it's not raining because when those yellow flags come out, he throws his eyes up to the heavens.
It's frustrating. I mean, 2 officials threw the flag there, so it was obvious.
Well, they have no option at this point. They've got to punt the ball.
Yeah, they're set up to punt, it looks like. Maury Hope split back because this is going to push him all the way back. Boy. Brutal penalty there, all the way to about the 16-yard line.
Well, that's two of them. One that moved them back to like 3rd and 13, and now they're moved themselves back. Now it's 4th and 15.
Cats brought the pressure and forced him to kick a lot quicker than I think he wanted to, and so Jasper's going to have outstanding field position again as it only goes to the 34-yard line.
I just don't understand that. When he's snapping the ball, he's only like 7 yards back. You know, I don't know if the center can't get it to him or what they're dealing with, but Jasper's quick enough to cover 7 yards.
No doubt. So Wildcats will start off in Bosse territory at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. About half of the quarter left at 6:23. Jasper 19, Bosse 6.
I'd like to see Jasper eat this clock up at their last possession with long run after long run, which I would accept.
Holsworth on the left side, huge hole. And he rushes across the 20. And they'll spot it at the 18-yard line.
Very reminiscent of the Memorial game, getting 6-7 yards down the field before you even have an opponent touching you.
Actually, they'll spot it at the 18-yard line. 16-yard run for Holsworth there. Cats get him in chunks tonight. Holsworth on the left side this time. Gets it to the 15. Holsworth's going to check out of the lineup there.
Well, the last possession that Jasper had, we went outside tackle, right side, outside tackle, left side. We never really changed it up. Well, we stayed with it. Thomas did a nice job of shooting that gap and keeping him to a minimal gain.
2nd down and 7 from the 15. And they run the counter again this time. And now we got a penalty flag. This is going to go against the Wildcats, I believe. So the counter play took it all the way inside the 5 to about the 3. Cabrick carried the football there. But this one will come back. So flags resting right at the 12-yard line, 13-yard line. Hold against the Wildcats will push it back to the 23. So the Cats will set up 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down and 15 from there.
You just can't do it. Just can't do it. You know, the guy's already down 4 or 5 yards downfield. You got to let it go.
Now a penalty flag here. We got offsides on the defense this time, so the Cats are going to get 5 yards back via penalty.
Yeah, I didn't see any silver hats move. They must have been lined up in the neutral zone.
So the Bulldogs commit that penalty. Will set up a 2nd down and 10. 5:02 on the clock.
Well, Jasper gives them 10 yards, and Bosse gives us 5 back.
That's right. So I believe that's Perkins in the backfield. Option pitch out there. Cutting inside. Still on his feet. He's going to have the 1st down yardage, I believe. But we got another penalty flag right there at the 18.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a man's run, though.
So Dawkins with a nice run. So again, 2 freshmen starting for this Jasper Wildcat football team. Max Butel, the quarterback. And number 34, Ross Dawkins, who saw action last week against the Wrights Panthers. But another penalty is going to push the Wildcats back. So nullifies about a 12-yard run there. Now the Wildcats all the way back to the 27-yard line.
We'll see if Coach Lewis wants to put the ball up, although his counters to the wide side of the field, which would be to the near side here, has been a big gainer for Jasper all night. Let's see what he decides to do.
And so the Cats need to get down to the 9-yard line for a first down. Boy, this is like the 4th attempt for second down. Second down from the 27. Cat's going to look to throw. He's got a man wide open, and he connects inside the 10. Good cut there. Gets it down to the 5, so a great hookup with his tight end, Cameron Howard.
Now, Howard's a big target. We did a nice job of coming across the deep backfield to make that backside defender take the receiver. And then Howard did a nice job of turning on the jets and getting across the middle, getting about 3 yards on his guy, and Butel put a beautiful ball there.
So the bootleg play goes for 22 yards, and the Cats first and goal at the 5. Check adds a 6-yard line, but still left side. He's able to rush it to about the 2-yard line, maybe just inside.
Well, Holsworth has shown all night long he's up for the task when he's sniffing that end zone. Just don't change it up. Just keep giving him the ball.
So second down and goal. Ball rests at the 2. Left side, oh, that was read very well by the Bulldog defense. Getting in there quickly was Jaden Thomas, number 28.
Yeah, Perkins had absolutely no shot on that one. He was greeted by 3 red jerseys by the time he hit the line.
So I'm actually going to call that a 1-yard loss, so it's now resting at the 3. So third and goal.
Well, what Jasper's been running, I would guess right off tackle each time. They haven't stopped us. We haven't went away from it. It's a battle of wills right now.
Option. Quarterback keeps, but nothing there. So Butel, I think in that situation, probably better off maybe to pitch that football. Because, you know, again, Butel doing an outstanding job as far as engineering this offense tonight, but still just very small stature as a freshman. So if he tries to cut it up the middle, if they get a hold of him, he's not really going anywhere, so no gain on the play.
Well, that was a really hard read there. Every option that he had was taken away, so did a nice job of not making the mistake getting it in. Let's see if Jasper can push it down on 4th down.
All right, 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Give it to the right side, and defensively the Bulldogs make the stop. Number 8, Keith Hall, coming in and stopping that right in its tracks. So the Wildcats move the football, had outstanding field position at the 34-yard line for the Bulldogs, but get inside the 5 and just cannot push it in on 3 plays.
Hindsight being 2020, I kind of like to see him get the ball up to 6'5" Howard. You know, he can go places that other people can't, but you know, all's for naught. We got a couple of timeouts and minute 52, and they're pinned deep. Any mistake by them could really loom to be fatal for them.
All right, so they'll start their drive at the 5-yard line. Wagner pitches out here, a little bit of contact, but no call. So ball falls incomplete, stops the clock at 1:48 on the clock, second down and 10.
Yeah, that's played right into Jasper's hands, you know. Like you just mentioned, stopping the clock right there. Jasper very fortunate not to get a flag on there. It appeared to me that we got there a little bit early, but it doesn't matter what I think. The stripe said no.
So the ball rests actually at the 4-yard line here, so second down and 10. Elijah Wagner, junior quarterback, takes the high snap and then checks. Oh my goodness, that was a gift. That was a gift that Cabrick would love to have back, because all he had to do is tiptoe into the end zone. So Jasper with a golden opportunity there to put more points on the board quickly.
It was a beautiful read. I would love to see the picture of his eyes whenever that ball was coming.
Yeah.
Goal line standing right there. That's just one of those classic moves, you know, you're moving without the ball.
Yeah, he is upset with himself over there. Cabrick, number 1, with a great opportunity. So the Bulldogs will get one more chance here, 3rd and 10. In trouble in the backfield, and he goes down for the safety. So the Wildcat defense finally gets the score on the board there. You know, I'd love to be able to see who the number is, but the Wildcat defense gets back there and makes the stop. I believe that may have been number 9, Jalen Van Slyke. So 2 points for the Cats. Makes it 21-6.
Well, if you look up, you'll see a 1:39 left on the clock. This drive started with 1:52. So with those incomplete passes, I'm really surprised they were doing that. Jasper's been in the right spot. You know, we had the sure touchdown. All right, we'll go past that. But I seen where he was trying to go with that ball, and, you know, 2 points is better than the 6 because we had that covered, and that was going to the house.
So 21-6 with 1:39, and they're going to have to kick it from the 20-yard line. So Cats with another good opportunity here. About a minute and a half on the clock by the time they field it and make the run, unless they get a great return here. But they're actually setting up our deep guys at about the 46-yard line of Jasper, so they're just beyond midfield there.
Well, we cover their little pooch kick. That's really going to keep us up around the 40. We'll have plenty of time to punch it in.
No doubt. So there's the kick. No, it just falls on the ground. Nobody came up on it. I'm surprised one of the backs there didn't come up and try to make a play, but so the Cats will have it right at the 50-yard line with 1:37. Another opportunity to score here.
Well, we've been getting major chunks. If we can stop from making the silly mistake to where we bring it out with our timeouts, we've got ample time to get down and get another 6 points.
And we showed on that bootleg play that went for 21 yards that the Cats on a little play action can throw this football. So the freshman quarterback doing the job tonight. Butel's under center. Backs the throw. Chucks it out there. He's got a man. That's Atkins. And he's able to get to the 35-yard line. So a quick hook up there, 15 yards. Cats quickly downfield. Got time.
Very nice job of planting your foot and delivering it. A nice, strong ball. Wasn't floating out there. You know, a little bit further down the season, depending on how long Grant Young's out, they get that timing down. That's going to the house.
All right, so they set the ball now. The clock's running at 1:15. 1st and 10 from the Cats from the 25. Little roll on the outside, and he connects. So that's going to keep the clock rolling. I don't think he got enough for the first down.
Man, that's a beautiful ball.
So actually Jasper's going to call the timeout here. So when we come back, it'll be 2nd and 2. Cats inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Leading 21-6 with 57 seconds to go here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Wildcats with 2 pass plays, one going for 25 yards, the next for 8. So they are set up with 57 seconds to go, 2nd and 2 from the 17-yard line. Quarterback rolls out. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Get it there, and it goes for the touchdown. So he's able to connect with his tight end on that play again, Cameron Howard, and he hauls it in for the 17-yard score. So 3 pass plays, and this freshman quarterback showing that he's really got some great ability out there tonight.
Well, so far, it didn't matter whether he dropped back, planted his foot, or he threw the ball on the run. He's able to make all the throws. And the only thing that's going to get better for him is his timing. And when that gets better and his receivers make more precise cuts because they feel more comfortable, look out.
So Atkins is in to hold. Kabrick to kick. Was successful on his last one, and he was able to pop this one straight through. So Jasper scores defensively with a safety for 2 points to make it 21-6. Adds on a touchdown. Now they lead 28-6 with 49 seconds left to go here in the half. here on 18 WJTS. 3 pass plays. Cats go 50 yards in just 3 plays. Score the touchdown on a 17-yard hookup. Freshman Max Butel showing his ability there in that drive, and the ball is actually going to go out of bounds just at the last second there at the 2-yard line, so the Bulldogs will have it at the 35. No time went off the clock here, 49 seconds still.
It took a little bit to blow that whistle, so I was wondering if it possibly touched the Bosse player, but evidently not.
All right, so the Bulldogs have 49 seconds to go, 65 yards.
Pretty simple here, Craig. Just keep the big play. You know, stay in front, make the smart play. If they catch a ball, just drop them. Don't let them get in the free range.
So you split 3 out to our near side here. Wagner, quick hookup. Trying to get some blockers out front. Wildcats are able to read it right there and make the stop. Bagley forces them out of bounds, so that's going to stop the clock at 43 seconds. So he connects quickly there to Tomlinson.
Nice job of using the sideline as your extra defender right there. Kind of took a half step in so he couldn't cut back, and when he was forced out, then he just finished him. Just eat up the clock. That's all we're looking for.
So second down from the 41. Wagner looking to his right, and he's looking to throw downfield. This time he's got a man, and he's able to connect. Gets away from one defender, so he goes on the little quick screen to this side to Tomlinson, and on the opposite side, hooks up with him on a long pass play. And Bosse calls the timeout.
You just can't let them get behind you. You just can't.
All right, so let's take a quick break, 35 seconds. Jasper, defense on their heels as the football will be at the 13-yard line when we come back here on 18 WJTS. So the Bulldogs go 50-plus yards on that pass play. Set up 1st and 10, Wildcat defense. Kind of shifting things up here. Wagner flush out of the pocket, and he just throws it out of bounds there, so that'll stop the clock with 29 seconds.
Yeah, smart play. Of course, when you're faced of getting your helmet buried in the turf or getting rid of it, because Jasper had that dead to rights. But that was a smart play. Just stop the clock, live to fight another day.
All right, so second down, play clock down to 11, so they got plenty of time. Wagner now faces pressure, but rolls to his right, looks downfield, and the Cats are able to get to him defensively. Big sack there for the Wildcats, sending her in on the play.
Bosse's going to see if they can get up there quick enough to spike it.
So, yeah, the clock is running. They're out of timeouts, and they still got to get one player back here, so they got 9 seconds. See if they try to run a play or if they spike it. They do spike it there, so that's going to set up a 4th down now.
Yeah, but a nice setup. You know, when he snaps the ball and he can force it a little bit. 4 seconds, it goes incomplete, no big deal. It's halftime. Just do your darndest. If the only thing you've got floating out there is white shirts, you know, you got to bury the ball. Just take the sack.
Yeah, so on the sack, they lost about 6 yards, so it's at the 18-yard line now. So 4th down. And with just 4 seconds, the only thing they can do is pretty well throw it to the end zone. So now Jasper calls their last timeout just to set up their defense. But
yeah, smart play.
But, you know, that's the thing. I mean, Bosse on this drive just finally were able to get it into the right hands there to Sean Tomlinson on the big pass play to set it up at the 12-yard line.
Well, you know, we've been talking about the inexperience in Jasper's player. You got to look up. You got to know that there's 43 seconds and counting on the clock. So when they do the little hitch and go, which means the receiver goes out about 5 yards, hesitates, and then goes long, you can't bite on that.
Right.
You just can't do it. You got to know your game. But That's easier said than done. You know, I'm sitting up here, hindsight being 20/20. But, you know, as experience rolls into these guys, they'll see that and take that away.
Well, most of their pass plays have been going to the outside, and, you know, that's the other thing, too. You got to have really good safety help in that situation as well, and just a breakdown defensively. But, again, a big sack there by Senninger to knock him back to the 18-yard line and forcing this basically mini Hail Mary here. Well, he's got one man in the backfield with him.
It'll be interesting to see if he brings any linebackers, and he brings them both.
Yeah, so it's trips that side, and they chuck it out there, and he's got hope. And he was just a little bit too far out for his outstretched arms to pull that in, but he was open.
A lot of pressure, and he still put that ball right there.
Right.
That was a nice job.
All right, so the Jasper Wildcats, after a disappointing game last week against Wrights, kind of get a chance to take it out on Bosse tonight, and so far they're doing it with a 28-6 lead. So we'll take a break. Halftime, Jasper 28, Bosse 6 here on 18 WJTS. We're at halftime here at Enlow Field. The Jasper Wildcats leading the Bosse Bulldogs 28-6. And just taking a look at some of the drives here, the Wildcats open things up with a freshman quarterback tonight, number 22, Max Butel, leading the way. And he led the Wildcats on his first varsity drive, 14 plays, 78 yards. And it was finished off with a 4-yard touchdown run by Carter's Holsworth. But Cats pretty well ran the football every play on that drive. Bosse had to punt after a 3-and-out. Then the Wildcats just took 5 plays, 46 yards to get their second score. Let's finish off with a Max Butel 5-yard run. We have the Wildcats a 12-0 lead. Then the Bulldogs got their first touchdown drive. They went 60 yards and 9 plays. And that was finished off by the quarterback, Elijah Wagner, with a 4-yard run. 2-point conversion failed, so at that point it was 12-6. Then Jasper took only 4 plays to go 69 yards, starting at the 31-yard line, and it was finished off with another Holsworth touchdown run to make it 19-6 after the kick was good on the extra point there. Bosse went 3-and-out with some holding penalties that kind of stopped that drive, and so they were forced to punt. Cats got the football back and rushed all the way inside the 5, but had to give it up on downs as they weren't able to score there. But the big play was the defensive play on the next Bosse possession. After 2 incompletions, then a big-time sack by number 9, Jalen Van Slyke, for the 2-point safety, made it 21-6. And then Jasper got the football back after the safety, started him right there at midfield, and then we saw the passing ability of Max Butel. He was 3 for 3 on that drive. That's all it took were 3 plays for the touchdown. Went 25 yards to Atkins, 8 yards to Leinebach, and then connected on the touchdown pass, 17 yards out to Cameron Howard. Kick was good, so the Cats right now with a 28-6 lead, Bob.
With Holsworth doing what he's been doing, our offensive line getting out, you know, 6-7 plays in a row we ran outside the tackles, whether it be on the strong side or the weak side, we had a lot of success. When that started happening, we ran 3 or 4 counter plays in there. That stopped their aggressiveness. Then all of a sudden we went back to the run, so they started biting a little bit. That's when Coach Lewis unleashed Butel. And I've got to say that I'm extremely impressed, whether he's dropping back and planting his foot and delivering it or if he's on the rollouts. He's already shown with his 5-yard scamper that he can run the ball. So if they don't pay him justice, he'll take off. But, boy, when he throws the ball, even when his body's not perfect with the line of scrimmage, he's delivering a nice strike.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He's 4 of 5 for 71 yards and a touchdown pass. And as far as just the overall numbers, the Wildcats with 291 total offense, 71 in the air and 220 on the ground, led by Carter Holsworth, 14 carries for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. So really the bottom line is we got a lineup there that puts Holsworth really where he needs to be, and that's in that tailback position.
He looks like a totally different player. When he comes through the line, he's wanting, you know, the contact. He's wanting. that little finesse stuff, that's just not his style. I got to give him big props. Early in the game, he was keeping the ball in the wrong arm. He had it to the defense instead of away from the defense. I don't know if the coach said something to him or if he just kind of figured it out. But through the rest of the first quarter and through the second quarter, when he got his rear end out on the outside, whether it was the far side or near side, he had the ball in the appropriate hand and just took off and finished plays. When guys came up to tackle him, they knew he was there.
All right, so Cabrick set to kick off. Cabrick actually had a nice offensive first half with 3 carries for 40 yards, but he will kick this football off, and the Cats will try their luck on the return. And it looks like they were thinking about a reverse there as he fielded at the 11. Now it's to the outside. They set it up there, and he's going to be able to rush this football all the way to the 43-yard line. So a big-time return there will set up the Bulldogs 1st and 10 from the 43.
The white shirts on this side, when they came down, he caught the ball back around the 10, 15-yard line, and he started taking our angle, and we're starting to already go back in. You want to come wide and come up almost like a fishing net and push him right into traffic. These guys got too much speed. If they get the corner, look out.
Check that. It's actually at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as Wagner will set his offense. Try a running play. He sweeps to one side, then cuts the other side of the field. He's got some running room across the 50 and gets knocked out of bounds by Linebach here at about the 45-yard line. So Jaden Thomas comes up with an 11-yard run on that first down play, 1st and 10 from the 45.
Nice job of Thomas getting to the outside, seeing that hole was clogged up, planting his foot, coming to the backside. However, when he got past the line of scrimmage, we had 2 or 3 guys making contact with him. The only problem is we're reaching up with a right arm or a left arm. You're not bringing those guys down that way.
So 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs. Just underway here in the third quarter. Jasper leads 28-6. Man in motion. Now they switch on a reverse. And that's Thomas also with the carry this time. Cats able to slow him up. Cabrick on the tackle. And actually, we got an offensive player down. That's Jadarian Griffin, one of the offensive linemen. Number 72 is on the ground.
You know, I was wondering when Bosse was going to go back to that, because when they ran that in the first half, that was a big gainer for him.
All right, we'll take a break here as they tend to the offensive linemen. So Jasper 28, Bosse 6 here on 18 WJTS. Helped off the field there, so Bosse back on the field, the Wildcats back on. Big numbers on the defense for the Wildcats. Caleb Senninger with 2 sacks on the quarterback tonight. Second and 6. Low snap, and it rolls, and Wagner just dives on it. So a big-time loss all the way back in. And we got a late second flag here. Not sure what this is all about. I don't know if the Cats did it or not, but that play went all the way back to the 45-yard line of Bosse.
Boy, he got that handkerchief up in the air now.
Absolutely.
He did not like what he's seen right there.
So the bad snap went 14 yards, and this is going to go against the Bulldogs. So after the play was dead,
he's writing his number down in his little book. So I guess I would go down.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
I was going to say, I guess it's going down as unsportsmanlike, and
right.
it did.
So that's going to be another 15 yards after about a 14-yard loss on the play. So that's going to push them way back to the 30-yard line.
That's just demoralizing right there.
So the Bulldogs had a couple nice plays to start this drive. Had outstanding field position with about a 30-yard return. Started at the 44-yard line. Now pushed back to the 30. And it's 3rd down.
He wants the corner.
Wagner runs it himself. He's going to gain some positive yardage, but only to about the 38-yard line.
Nice job of our second line of defense crunching down on him to keep him to a minimal gain.
So you lose yardage on a bad snap. Unsportsmanlike. And they're going to have to punt. from the 38. And you're right. I mean, he only goes about 7 yards deep. But he gets it off quick this time. It's going to be returnable. He's got a lot of green in front of him, so Atkins with it. Left side, crosses the 50. Gets it down to about the 47-yard line. So Cats with great field position to start their first possession of the second half.
Well, Atkins actually seen that he could have taken the easy ride out and just kind of popped it out of bounds. But, you know, it is just making me feel so good tonight to see these guys putting their heads down and addressing the contact and being the aggressor.
Well, we got another Bosse player down on the far side over there.
That was the unfortunate soul that stuck his face mask in front of him.
All right, so we'll take a break here. Jasper 28, Bosse 6 here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Bulldog player runs off the field, so that's a good sign. He just had the wind knocked out of him or something over there, because he did take a pop whenever Atkins lowered his head on that return.
Well, not only was Atkins getting his pads low to the ground, he was also bringing his knees up. So he could have easily got a knee to the side of the helmet, which I've done in the past. That is not a good thing.
No. All right, so here come the Wildcats. Freshman quarterback, Max Butel under center. We'll start from the 47 here, 1st and 10. Another freshman in motion there, but he gives to Holsworth on the left side. Again, Holsworth over 100 yards rushing in the first half. Right where he left off as he rushes that football to the 40-yard line.
Doing a better job of securing the ball as he's coming through the line of scrimmage. But that right there, 6 yards down the field before he was even touched.
So a pickup of 7 on the play, 2nd down and 3. Jasper 28, Bosse 6. Holsworth on the left side, big hole all the way to the 30-yard line. So the offensive line is just really doing the job here for this Wildcat rushing attack tonight.
Well, we had him, the defensive lineman, engaged so well that he reached his arm out. And as I've talked about Jasper's defenders not bringing these Bosse guys down, you're not bringing Holsworth down with an arm tackle. You have got to wrap him up. He is way too strong.
So 2 carries, 17 yards on this drive. Cats 1st and 10 from the 30. Try him on the right side. Same result, big play. Takes 2 or 3 defenders to bring him down. That included number 8, Keith Hall, who was actually crowned the king in homecoming tonight. Keith Hall, number 8, playing football tonight, but also was a king for their homecoming pageantry.
Well, Holsworth just ran off to the far side. Looks like we brought Dawkins in.
Inside counter, but it was red at first, but then he breaks a couple tackles. So Cabrick going for the pylon, and he takes it in for the touchdown. So Cabrick from 23 yards out eluded a couple tackles there behind the line of scrimmage, but breaks away, takes it in for the score.
Yeah, he was dead to rights. But that's kind of what you and I, when we were talking about seeing Cabrick get a little bit more involved, is we see the natural athletic ability, and he right there showed that you're going to have to hit him pretty hard to bring him down.
So the Wildcats just 4 plays to go 47 yards, put another 6 on the board. Cabrick, give him credit for all 7 points as he kicks the extra point through. So Jasper 35, Bosse 6, 8:45 to go here in the third here on 18 WJTS. Jasper 35, Bosse 6. Good boot to the near side over there, and it's going to be fielded at about the 7-yard line. A big return last time. That's Mari Hope. Now he cuts across. He's going to go the other way. He's got the speed. He can break the corner there, but the Cats slow him up right at about the 39-yard line. So he was able to return that about 31 yards, but I think he ran about 80, considering he went from one sideline to the other, and boy, another Bulldog down. So just seeing our share, and this looks like a cramp this time, the way they're treating him.
Yeah, as we had discussed in earlier games, we have seen this position with a lot of players through the games we've seen, and that is quite painful. You know, that was really kind of impressive, and I tried to catch the number, but with these old eyes and the mixture of those numbers with the white jerseys, it's a little difficult. But we did a really nice job of fighting off that block because he had the corner.
Yeah.
And we were able to get ourselves on the other side of his shoulder pads to make him stop and try to cut up, and the flow for the Jasper defense was pretty good on that one.
All right, they're still tending to the Bosse player, but looks like they're going to try to get him off the field here. So still kind of a humid night here. You know, this is week 4 of the football season. But this might be something a little bit more because he's hobbling off pretty badly there. So looks like it's number 20. Oh, I think it's 28, actually. That's Jaden Thomas.
That's a big blow for Bosse.
Absolutely. All right, so the Bulldogs 1st and 10 from the 39, looking to throw here, and he connects. Tomlinson, he's had some big plays tonight. Comes up with a nice 9-yard pass play there.
They did a nice job of taking the receiver on the far side here and dropping him back a couple of yards to where it looked like the wide receiver screen was coming. The receiver on the inside engaged with the Jasper defender, which says screen.
Right.
Then he released, got a couple of yards behind him, hit him with a nice ball.
So 2nd down and just 1.
Well, we're giving a lot of yards.
So give it to the tailback. He loses the football, and it's a matter. Jasper thinks they have it.
Be a nice change of pace.
And the Cats do come up with the recovery. So the Wildcat defense comes up with a turnover there. Antonio Floyd Jr. carried that football and got the ball knocked out. And Jasper will have the football right back at the 48-yard line of Bosse.
Well, Floyd Jr., that's one of those to where you are way down in the game. You know, you're midway through the 3rd quarter. Jasper does a good job of eating up the clock. He was just fighting for extra yards. Jasper just did a nice job of getting in there, turning the tables, and actually getting a fumble for them.
So the big thing here for the Wildcats is getting the score so we can get this running clock going for the 2nd half. Leading 35-6. Flex has the football, so he gets his first carry of the night. So he'll get some work tonight. Gains a yard.
You know, Fleck does such a nice job of hitting that hole. He's not a real big dude, but hitting that hole real fast. And I am not saying anything here. I'm not a coach or whatever, but with that type of speed, I'd love for him to be the pitch man.
So 2nd down and 9, gain of 1 on the play. Give it to the left side, so that opens up a little bit more for the Cats. Rushes down to the 42-yard line. So Fleck with a nice carry there.
Jasper's offensive line is doing a lot better job of moving the opposition down the field. We are staying low and driving our legs. Bosse has not figured out that they cannot stand up, try to find that ball, because we're hitting and being so aggressive. It's 4 or 5 yards down the field before they even realize what's going on.
Actually, a change at the quarterback spot for the Wildcats, too, is number 8, A.J. Holzman, the sophomore, running the offense. Gives the Fleck to the left side, and he blasts right through all the way inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Brilliant move by Coach Lewis to get another set of hands under center. The way we've seen guys drop this year, you just can't be too prepared, and Coach Lewis is seeing what's happening in this game. He's got a good feel for it and doing a nice job of getting some experience to some unexperienced players.
All right, so the Wildcats' 2nd unit moving things right along here. Holzman looking to throw. Chucks it out there. He's got a man. Oh, but Cameron Howard cannot pull it in.
That's a difficult pass when you're going back and you just absolutely cannot get any mustard on it at all.
So the pass falls incomplete. Stocks the clock at 6:06. Jasper 35, Bosse 6. Again, the Cats can get the running clock going if they can get a score here. Bosse working some substitutions in at the last second. Holzman with 10 seconds on the play clock here. Fleck on the right side. Worms his way through for another nice gain.
That is just so aggravating for your defense that you got Holsworth that comes in here and just pound and pound and pound. You got Dawkins that come in, pounding. Perkis, he's kind of a mix between the two. But then you bring in Fleck, and he is just lightning in a bottle. What a nice change of speed.
So 3rd down and 4. Cats inside to 30. So inside counter, it's Cabrick. Scored a touchdown last time he touched it.
Nice read.
Dancing around, and he's still on his feet and lunges forward, gets across the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
If you wanted an example of patience, he went out there and even got to the point where he put his hand on his offensive player, feeling where he was going to push him, and then bounce. And then when he cut back up, just an athlete, man. That's all you can say.
So big-time play there sets up the Wildcats. 1st and 10 at the 14. A.J. Holzman, the quarterback, loses the snap there. Has to keep it himself. Just hang on to the football, buddy. And he is wrestled down by number 15. Not on my roster.
Surprise, huh?
So it's going to be a loss of about a yard on the play.
If you watch even the successful plays Jasper's had on offense in this series, if you see the center to quarterback exchange, it's been a little bit shaky. He's done a nice job of recovering. That time it hit the turf.
2nd down and 11, 4:32 on the clock here. Landon Fleck rides the wave across the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
It also benefits Fleck that he's not real tall, so he's so fast. By the time you see that gold helmet coming past you, he turns on the jets, and Jasper, without question, is in 4-down territory.
So the Cats moving right along here. 3rd down and 5. Fleck on the right side. Line trying to move him forward, then he gets knocked back, but he gets the forward progress to about the 7 or maybe 6. So 4-down territory here for the Cats, unless they want to work on their kicking game. But
this would be a little interesting. The only time he's put the ball up in the air with Holzman was on that screen play, and we didn't do a good enough job of keeping the Bosse defenders tied up enough, so he had to throw off his back foot because he was getting pressure.
So 4th and 4. There's the inside counter. They lose the football. I think I was going to Leinenbach there, but
And it was there.
so the exchange didn't work. The Wildcats aren't able to score there, so that keeps the clock where it is at 3:17. Jasper 35, Bosse 6, so the Cats lose it on downs.
Just simple timing on that. The play was there. Offensive linemen did what they were supposed to do, had their guys pinched down. There's just got to be a little bit quicker dive to the inside. Either that or you're going to hit hips and ball's coming down.
All right, so the Bulldogs will start from the 10-yard line. Got to go 90 yards for a score here. Cats swarm defensively, so the quarterback, Wagner, have nowhere to go, and he's actually going to lose a couple yards. So knocks him back to the 8-yard line. 2nd down and 12 from there.
It's been a pretty successful play for Bosse tonight. Jasper flowed to it a lot quicker. Last time they did that and he got to the outside, they also had a running back going the other way. So our guys on the backside better be disciplined, better stay at home, because if they run the reverse and we're all over on this side of the midfield, you might just see a jersey running the other way, a red jersey that is. Got to stay at home.
Yeah, it looks like defensively the Wildcats are pretty well staying with their starters out there right now, for the most part. And Bulldogs call the timeout. Jasper 35, Bosse 6, 2:24 to go here in the 3rd, here on 18 WJTS. All right, so 2nd down. 2nd down 11 actually from the 8-yard line. Wagner didn't see something on the right side, then rushes the football and forced out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. That's going to be maybe about a yard short of the 1st down.
Well, their most effective plays tonight have been the quarterback making something out of nothing.
Stops the clock at 2:17. Actually back on the field is Jaden Thomas, so that's a good sign for the Bulldogs. He's actually in a slot position right now to our near side. But they're going to go long, and that's a defensive opportunity. Oh, but out jumping him, and a great catches by Tomlinson. He's done an outstanding job handling that football on those long throws. So he hauls that right in.
Fleck was there. He was playing good defense. I mean, it's just, that's one of those you look at, just better offense. And, you know, quarterback did a nice job of putting the ball up to where only his guy could go up. And, boy, he could get to the next level. He was up there.
So the Bulldogs now set up at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Oh, and he bullet right there, caught by Tomlinson. So that's going to go for about 9. So now the Bulldogs in Wildcat territory with a 2nd and 1 from the 47-yard line.
Of course, the objective here is just get the first down, but at 2nd and 1, you know, with the way they're throwing the ball, that takes your playbook and it really expands it. I could see him going deep sideline on this.
Well, he's looking to do it again. This time he throws it way out there. His receiver actually slowed up and then chucked it out in the track. It didn't matter anyway. Looking for Amari Hope there.
Well, the way he's scrambling out of the pocket and picking up 3-4 yards, I'm sure the coach is feeling pretty comfortable. You know, we've got 2 more downs to get this. It'd just be interesting to see if he goes back up into the air, if he's just going to settle for the first down.
All right, so stops the clock at 1:16. We're still in the 3rd quarter, 35-6. Jasper with the lead. Bulldogs facing a 3rd and 1 in Wildcat territory at the 47.
Look out for a quarterback sweep here.
So the man in motion, but he's going to run the football, trying to sweep through there. If the Cats can stay on him, and they do, but here comes a flag at the last second. I would think this is going to be a hold. So this is the thing. You knocked him back to the 50-yard line.
I think we're going to get a face mask against Jasper here.
Yeah, he threw it kind of at the line of scrimmage, though. We'll see. I guess it is. He's pointing towards Jasper.
It's not that I seen what was happening. I seen the official actually make the
he did?
face mask gesture. Ooh, a personal foul.
Face mask, that's going to be 15 yards.
Boy, the one thing Coach Lewis does not want to see is Jasper having a game under control and starting to do silly things.
Yeah. You know, again, a face mask in that situation. He knocked him back 4 yards.
Well, I didn't see his head twist. I mean, there are certain official their groups that if a face mask in fact happens, it's automatically a personal foul. We've seen some that against Jasper when they got their heads turned around. Grant Young, you know, a couple of times in the Harrison game, and they were just the 5-yard variety. So it will vary from officiating crew to officiating crew.
Bullet over here to Tomlinson again. He is hooking up with him.
We're playing 10 yards off. If we're going to have a safety over the top, we've got to play tighter.
So that one goes for 14 yards. So we have a 26-yard hookup and then a 9-yard hookup. Face mask penalty added 15, 14 yards there. So the passing game working for the Bulldogs right now.
Coach doing a good job getting him in the shotgun to where he can stop and throw.
Wagner, no pressure. So he just runs the football and goes out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Check at 13. So he'll pick up 7 on that play.
That's one of the most difficult things to do as when you're on that second line of defense with Jasper, the linebackers. When you got a quarterback that you know that you can run, but they've had success coming across that middle, it's very difficult because if you don't bite on the quarterback right off the bat. He's so fast. That's 4 or 5 yards, a snap of a finger.
Stops the clock, 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 35-6. Bosse trails the Wildcats. There's a sweep to the outside. Now we got flags flying over here. And I think it's going to be a hold against the Bulldogs.
I was just gonna mention, the one thing Bosse's done on this drive has not shot themselves in the foot, and the flag came out.
So that nullifies the run by number 16, Aaron Fano.
Sometimes when you see the players out there tap their helmet, that's letting the coaching staff know that they need a breather. And I just seen about 4 Bosse Bulldogs tap their head.
Yeah.
And it's like the coach has got to be sitting there going, you got to be kidding me, guys.
Out.
Oh, yeah. They've had to fight for everything.
So penalties have hurt the Bulldogs tonight. This time it knocks them back to the 24-yard line. Second down and 14.
We're going man-to-man on the far side.
Here's the pressure. Force him to the middle, and he's going to be right at about the 20-yard line he's able to rush to. So he'll gain 4 on the play, setting up a 3rd and 10.
Boy, he does a really nice job of seeing things open up before they open up and planting his foot and getting there. I mean, that was one of the most creative 5-yard runs I've ever seen.
Well, okay, he ran to the side. I thought he was coming out with an injury, but no, he's actually coming over for the play. And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. So Jasper wanted to get that running clock going on their last drive, but they were held up on downs there, deep into Bosse territory. Bosse on the move here as we'll go to the fourth quarter. Jasper leads 35-6 over Bosse here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're going to start the fourth quarter with the Bulldogs at the 20-yard line, and a whistle here. Okay. They didn't have the markers set up correctly.
I was going to say it. I was looking over there, and it's like I thought it was third down and 10.
3rd and 10. All right. So they move it back in the right position. So it is 3rd down and 10.
I know Coach Lewis was not giving them a yell, saying, hey, you got the sticks wrong.
So Wagner, the quarterback, he's been able to hook up with Tomlinson on this drive a few times. Now he's flush out of the pocket, looking downfield, throws it there, and another easy interception for the Cats. Could have been Wallace on the pick there. They're a little bit behind him, but still catchable.
As soon as he released that ball, the Bosse coach put his hands out like, oh, my God, what are you doing? And then it fell to the turf. So, but it was.
He threw it right to him,
Oh,
too.
my Lord.
I mean, Wallace was open.
Yeah.
But,
offensive coaches used to tell us back in the day, son, that's why you're on defense.
All right, so forces a 4th down and 10 here from the 20-yard line. Thomas in the backfield.
Going deep.
Gonna throw it out there, and this time it is picked off. Big return there for the Wildcats. I can't see if that's Cabrick or if it's Atkins. Looks like Cabrick with a big pick. So Cabrick picks it off on that 4th down play and returns it all the way to the 44-yard line. So the Cats will have good field position here.
Man, he's playing some serious ball tonight.
No doubt.
He's done a lot of good things. One of the things people are not going to talk about, we've been able to get in the end zone a few more times, and those extra points are starting to look better and better and better that he's putting up. So he's improving there. But defense, offense, he's played the complete game tonight.
So actually they're going to spot it at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cats there.
Bosse's crowding hard.
Right side, but the surge continues. Gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line, so a pickup of 5.
That's impressive.
4.
11 guys within 5 yards, and we were able to get 4 yards out of that. That's a heck of a job by those guys up front.
So 2nd down and 6. Jasper 35, Bosse 6 with 11:11 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. A.J. Holzman, sophomore quarterback, in relief of Max Butel, the freshman. Right side. Good rush all the way across the 50 to the 48. Trying to see if that was, okay, actually it's the other freshman, Elliott Smith, getting a carry there. So freshman doing the job tonight.
That's a nice little wrinkle by Coach Lewis. When we've run the option out, we've always gone to that strong side and went right down. He actually had him bend the other way. So that was a wrinkle that we haven't seen yet tonight.
So 3rd down and 1. Left side, there's a rushing play straight up the middle, and he's going to take it all the way across the 20. Just a shoestring tackle to stop the freshman, number 48, Elliott Smith. So, yeah, the Wildcat freshman doing the job tonight, Bob.
Right, absolutely. Firing through the hole, running hard, seeing daylight, kicking it up. And I was with you. I was about ready to say he was taking it to the house, because it did look like he was going. But they did a nice job of just getting enough of the shoestring to trip him up. But way to explode through that hole.
So a 31-yard scamper there. Elliott Smith. Big play right side. Plows forward, continues on. So the Wildcat offense just moving right along here. May get to that running clock here.
Yeah, you don't argue with success or all that. I've always been more of, I know he doesn't want to run the score up, but I've always been more of take what the defense gives you, and they're giving you the little over the middles right now. Running game being successful, I guess go ahead and stay with it.
Holzman under center. Man in motion. Elliott Smith again. Just lowers his head. Did he get it across? Oh, and he actually loses the football. Oh, boy. Here's a big-time return. He's still on his feet. He may take this all the way, but we got a penalty flag here. So taking it all the way for the touchdown is number 52. And he's not on my roster, but we got a penalty flag over here at the 48-yard line.
Well, there was a block in the back over here. I don't know if that's what he's going with, but it's just one of those things, guys. Just concentration till you finish the job.
So it looked like Elliott Smith was going in for the score, but he obviously got the football stripped away from him.
Well, it doesn't look like they're marking anything off. That must have been against the Cats.
Yeah, we still haven't seen anything. The head referee's over there talking to Coach Lewis. And they're setting up for an extra point, it looks like.
Boy, what a change of field position, you know. Goodness gracious. Jasper ready to punch it in and just goes through there. And once again, you got everybody crowding the line. You have got to protect that ball. That's inexcusable.
So the play is a touchdown. Yeah, and there's now a discussion over here as far as what the
sideline
flag's all about. Oh, it was?
Yeah, the referee when he was trailing the play and kept.
So it's just a warning first time around. So number 52 takes it all the way for a touchdown. We'd love to tell you who it was, but do not see him on the roster, and he's not even on my depth chart that they provided us with.
When we had him at the 45-yard line right before he was ready to hit midfield,
yeah,
we're reaching up trying to strip the ball. Just bring him down.
All right, so they actually go for the two-point conversion, sweep out Jaden Thomas, and he takes it in for the touchdown. So the Bulldogs, instead of a running clock, it's a 35-14 game with 9:18 to go. We'll be back right after this on 18 WJTS. Penalty will go on the kickoff, so not so much a sideline warning. They actually called it, but allowed the play to go for the touchdown.
That would have been very easy to see them get that done in the first quarter or second quarter and miss it, but goodness gracious, that's just something that can't happen. Finish the game, boys. Finish the game.
So 35-14, Jasper still with a sizable lead here, but now they're going to try an onside kick right into the hands of Bradley there. So Bradley hauls it in. Plays some tight end for this Wildcat football team, so he's got the good hands, Drew Bradley. And so now the Wildcat offense comes back on, and looks like we've got some substitutions across the board for the Cats here as far as offensive line and everybody. A.J. Holzman's still the quarterback, the sophomore, number 8. But he's got a different line to run behind him, or to run for the backs to run behind. And the back here is Landon Fleck.
They got him up awful tight.
Fleck gets it.
Man, he hits it fast.
Forward. Yes, he does.
Well, Jasper's got to go down and punch this in. They need this, if nothing else, for the emotional part of the game.
So a gain of 4 on the play. Clock running at 8:48. Jasper 35, Bosse 14. Ross Dawkins has been out there all night. Hasn't had too many carries, though, and there's Fleck getting the football, and he turns upfield quickly. Just kind of ran along the back of his blockers there, and going to be close to a first down.
They are.
Actually call it, yep.
They're Fleck's coming through, doing a good job of cradling that ball. Coach Lewis has just got to be beside himself. You don't hear teams fumbling the ball over 15 times in the course of a season, let alone the first 4 games.
Right. Yeah, we've had our share, there's no doubt. Many of them lost, especially in that Harrison game. 5 of them lost. Landon Fleck, look at him. It's just very fluid, turning up field whenever he sees the hole open up. Gets that for about a 5-yard gain.
I'd noticed when Fleck comes in, it seems like that play bounces out to the outside a little bit, which is perfectly okay with him back there because he's got a half step over everybody else.
Yep. Tight formation for the Cats. Fleck gets it on the left side. Gains maybe 2.
It looks like we've just abandoned the pitch. I guess Coach Lewis is going with the old adage, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Kind of at the point where it's just, look, we're just running this game out. Just got to hang on to that football. No use risking it at this particular point.
I know you don't want to embarrass anybody, but I really think it's important for Jasper from a confidence standpoint to get some points out of this drive.
The counter's been open all night. We'll see if they try that play. It's 3rd and 3 here. Pitch out. That's Dawkins. Cuts up field. I think he's going to be short of well, he might be there because he got that initial surge all the way to the 16-yard line. Needs to be just at about the 15, so he's going to be about a yard short.
About the only thing that looked smooth on that was the pitch, and it sure didn't look like at the beginning that was going to be there, but he did a nice job, got a good angle on it, and got it in his hands. Jasper just needs to take over. You know Bosse's bringing everybody. They got everybody within 4 yards now.
Yep, there we go. Fleck straight up, gets the first down all the way down to the 10-yard line. So they needed a yard. He picked up about 6.
If you're a linebacker, I know at this point they've just got everybody up, and the coach is saying, find an open gap and go. But boy, when Fleck's in there as quick as he is with planting that foot, you've got to find him right away.
So 1st and goal from the 10. Fleck. Man, he showed some strength there, actually. It's number 52, the guy who ran it back for the touchdown. Trying to pull him back, but his surge went forward all the way down to the 7-yard line. So a tough 3 yards there.
Yeah, he's a little winded. He's not used to taking the ball about 98 yards. You know, when you're a running back for Jasper, you have got to run with an attitude. That's just the only thing that we will accept on our side of the ball. And Fleck's doing a good job of it right now.
Just in the second half, just need to finish off drives. We've had 2 drives inside the 10 that did not get finished off, but Fleck takes it in from 8 yards out for the touchdown.
Nice job. Coach Lewis took that playbook and he said, this is what we're doing, gentlemen. Kind of like back in our day, you know. Run right, run left. That's all Coach Lewis did right there. He said, told his offensive line, we're going to overpower these guys and we're going to make up for that last mistake and punch it in. Exactly what the black and gold did.
Well, the Cats go 35 yards there in 8 plays, all running plays, 7 of them by number 25, Landon Fleck. So Fleck, 33 yards on that drive, finishes it off with an 8-yard touchdown run to make it 41-14. Cabrick out there to pop it through. No, he missed it. Missed it left. So he's missed one to the right side, missed one to the left side this time. So he hit some extra points tonight, but missed it others. So Jasper 41, Bosse 14 here on 18 WJTS. 5:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Jasper looking for their second win of the season tonight. Even up their record at 2-2 to finish things off for this last 5 minutes, leading 41-14.
Let's see if we can stay in our lanes. The last 2 times they've cut it back to the short side of the field, but it looks like we're not even going to give them a chance.
That was ugly. It's right out of bounds to the 25. Yeah, they did have a couple nice returns here in this second half. But Jasper will have them start at the 35-yard line. And you definitely expect Bosse to keep their first team out there as they are. But, again, there's some weapons on this Bosse team. I mean, the connection between Wagner and Tomlinson tonight has been there.
Oh,
we know that Jaden Thomas has got some skills.
Yeah, he went up and climbed the ladder to get that one ball. I mean, that was impressive.
Yep. One player not been able to get on track tonight is number 4, Amari Hope. There's Thomas. Good job by the Wildcat defense to attack on that. And that's number 48, the freshman, Elliott Smith, doing it on the defensive side this time.
I'll tell you what, Jasper's got some good-looking youth out there. Guys that play hard, that fly to the ball. You play with controlled aggression like that, that's one thing that'll catch your coach's eye.
So tackle for loss for the freshman. He had some great runs on that one drive, but unfortunately got the ball stripped away from him. That went 99 yards the other way for the Bulldogs for their second touchdown of the night. 2nd and 11. Wagner throws out to the flat. There's Hope. So Hope hauls it in for the 12-yard pickup and the first down.
We let him kind of drag in a little bit on the backside, but every time Wagner touches that ball, you can just tell he wants to tuck it and go. So, let's make him put it up in the air. We've got one interception down there, and we should have had a pick 6 and possibly another pick 6.
Right.
So we've been in the right spots tonight.
1st and 10. We'll pitch out here to Hope again. Eludes a couple of tacklers, but Cats finally get the stop on him. Player in on the stop was number 19, Ole Wolafart. So good play by him.
Nice job of fighting off the offensive blocker because they set it up well, and they had it at the very beginning, but he did a nice job of shedding and pushing him into a teammate, and they just brought him down.
3:47 on the clock. So there's a pitch to number 12. Sweeps the outside. He's got a big hole or big opening. And it takes Smith to bring him down, but he rushes that one all the way to the, let's see where they spot it here. Yeah, all the way to the 33-yard line. So a big pickup of about 23 on that play.
Wright's got us a couple of times on it, but Bosse's, they've had some pretty positive plays when they've done that little pitch with the guy coming to the opposite side, as well as not only him coming to this side, the guy going to the other way. So their misdirection's been successful tonight. He wants to go.
Well, he's looking downfield. He's got a man if he can get it there, and he cannot hang on to the football. Threw a strike right on the money. But number 16, Aaron Fano, cannot haul that in. So he had a touchdown in his hands.
Yes, he did. And Wagner did a nice job of making a movement towards the line of scrimmage like he was going. And then he kept his eyes up, just like you tell all good quarterbacks to do, and caught his man going to the deep flag. And it was there. He put it right where it needed to be. Unfortunately, a drop.
Second down for the 33. They try that sweep again. But good job defensively. I'll tell you, Elliott Smith, he is a football. That kid's a freshman. Look at the size of him.
And playing with attitude. And it's a great combination.
Great quickness to make that stop. So knocks him for another loss. 2 tackles for a loss for him on this drive. This one goes back 4 yards.
One thing I like about Jasper's freshmen, a lot of times when you see these younger guys come up, they don't want to, steal the line. Not these guys. They'll lay their helmet right in there.
Wagner chucks it out there. Now they're asking for a flag, but no, he's going for the football. All right, so that will bring up a 4th down situation here. And I'd love to tell you the number of the guy who made the play there, but I just cannot read numbers. I think it's 16.
Well, maybe
so if you'd 16, that's Landon Albrand.
Maybe if you'd have studied a little bit harder in school, you'd recognize numbers.
It's a white uniform with a Vegas gold number. Yeah, it was Landon Albrand, so good play by him. 4th down. Oh, they're going to try a little trickery. Amon, he throws it out there. Tomlinson comes in, catches it, but we got a penalty flag right here at the 37-yard line. So Amari Hope hooked up with Tomlinson. They threw that backwards pass, but looks like an ineligible receiver downfield. Nope, false start, I guess.
You could have called that on anybody on the left side of the line.
Looks like he's given a warning to number 8. He popped off to the referee. So the penalty nullifies a touchdown pass, and we got another penalty flag. So
can't say anything to the guy in the white hat. You got to leave him alone.
Yep, he just won't let it go again.
No,
Keith Hall had that's the king, and now he's kicked out of the football game. So homecoming king gets kicked out of the homecoming game.
Yeah, that's kind of a drag. I know it's easy to be frustrated. I know things definitely have not gone your way, but unless you're just absolutely bet or you're for sure that you want that yellow flag, that guy in the white hat, you do not that you talk to any of them, but that guy in particular.
Oh, he's picking up the flag, actually.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yep, so. Oh, well. All right, so 4th down, 2:20 on the clock.
Well, the coach took him out, if nothing else.
Well, they're going to try a little razzle-dazzle this time. Thomas going to chuck it out there. And he comes back to the football. We got to be aware of where that football is. Tomlinson still battling and is able to break away, and he's going to have a 1st down here. But we got another penalty flag at the 45.
Boy, it is really starting to get chippy here.
So this obviously is going to go on the Bulldogs. So 2 big razzle-dazzle plays that have connected have been called back.
Illegal forward pass.
Okay. Did they hand that off? Was it a forward handoff?
It had to be.
It had to have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be the case.
Well, the way the referee stuck his nose up into the offensive line there of Bosse, it appeared from up here that somebody had said something again. And, you know, it's just like in basketball. When you get that first technical, that referee's got a quick whistle.
Oh, yeah.
Just leave them alone.
All right, illegal forward pass. Loss of down, so Jasper will have the football. All right, so the Cats will take the foot, but do they still mark off the – do they get the yard? Not that it matters. I mean, I don't think we're going to – yeah, I think that's what the discussion is. Are they going to mark it off yardage-wise? Yeah.
You brought up a great point on that, even though they have the penalty, the completion that Bosse had on there. We have got to get our heads around a little bit faster. I know we got some new jerseys in the defensive backfield, but you have got to get your head around and find that ball. That was way too easy.
Oh, yeah. All right, so the Cats will have the football right at midfield, 1st and 10 with 2:07 on the clock, and just going to try to run things out and finish this football game. Landon Fleck, he wants the yardage, of course, so he's going to rush it across the 40, so an 11-yard run there. So Landon Fleck showing a lot of heart tonight. And another flag, and I think this is going to go against the Wildcats this time because I saw a Wildcat player push somebody. Come on, guys, let's just get this game over with. Unsportsmanlike up against Bosse.
Well,
unless he was just pointing at him or something. Man, oh, man. You know, again, this Bosse team, they've got some weapons. They just are just undisciplined.
I thought Harrison was a very undisciplined team, which really they were. And of course, Jasper didn't show much better during that game, but Bosse is just really shooting themselves in the foot right now.
I'll just get this clock run out. Get home. Fleck, right side.
They're letting that young man get a full head of steam before they try to bring him down. And
yeah,
goodness gracious.
Fleck's got some offensive numbers here in the second half. Be curious to see what those are once Matt Messmer gives us the sheet at the end of the game. So he rushes that football to the 11-yard line. So, you know, there's still time on the clock that you got to run some plays here.
Yeah, I've been talking about how quickly Fleck hits it, but what you had said about midway through the third quarter, he's showing some power too.
Yeah, I think we're just going to run the clock down and start taking knees. Yep, that is the case. So Jasper's just going to run a couple more plays, I believe. Let's play clock at 37. 1 minute on the game clock.
With the run back that they've had on the fumbles, Jasper's made enough mistakes tonight to where it will keep the coaching staff on their toes. And I know Bosse has really had a rough year, and they've had some crazy penalties out there. But for the most part, Jasper seems like they're bringing at least more fire to the game.
All right, so Holzman takes the snap and takes another knee there, and that's going to finish this ball game. But, man, Jasper took a gamble tonight, bringing up freshmen to play in this football game, and the main one was Max Butel, the quarterback, who allowed Carter Holsworth to move back to his natural position of fullback. And, boy, it paid big-time dividends as Jasper took control of this football game early on, and they are going to win it 41-14. So, Bob, compared to what you saw last week, I'm not going to say Bosse is right, of course, but still just much better football from the Jasper Wildcats tonight.
A much better team. I've seen some really good things to be excited about in the future, you know, even the short future towards the tournament here. You know, we were able to keep Young out. Butel came in, did a really nice job delivering some balls. Holzman came in, did a nice job. Whether it was Perkins, Holsworth, Dawkins, or Fleck, they all did outstanding things. And a big if I was to tip my hat to any player tonight, it'd probably be Charlie Cabrick. I really thought he played a complete game.
He did. Yeah, he had an opportunity to return one for an easy touchdown down there. I know he'd love to have that one back, but, you know, the main thing is just getting the ball in his hands. We weren't able to do it with the passing game for the first 3 games, and, you know, so they actually ran him on some counters and some different plays there. And, again, just an outstanding athlete that we've got to get involved in the offense, and they were able to do that tonight.
Yeah, we have talked about it, especially when the first injury started to come up on the Jasper side. It's, you know, the next guy up. And Coach Lewis, I'm sure the last thing he wanted to do was bring freshmen up. He likes to see his guys mature physically before he gets in, because you go from freshman to varsity, you're talking night and day. The speed is just ridiculous. But he brought the freshmen up. He had enough trust in them. They got 3 of them up there, Dawkins, Butel, and Schmidt was the other one?
Elliott Smith.
Elliott Smith. Nice job. Smith done some good things tonight. Every one of them contributed, and that just really builds up towards the end of the season, because when Young gets back and he gets back in that quarterback spot, if he gets hurt again, you as a Jasper fan are sitting there and you're feeling pretty good about Butel rolling in.
Well, and the other thing, too, just from a passing standpoint, too, as far as Butel tonight, I just got the sheet handed to me here, so let's take a look here. Butel, well, he finished 4 or 5 because he didn't throw any in the second half. So 4 or 5 of 71 yards and a touchdown. But on those plays, a lot of them were rollouts, but he had great reads downfield, and when he had the open man, he hit him in stride.
Yes, he did. He delivered a good ball, and you know, you were a quarterback, and when you went back and planted your foot, but you'll be the first one to tell you that when you're on a rollout, it's difficult to get a whole lot of mustard on that, especially when your window is closing in the defensive backfield. So he did a nice job. Offensive lineman did a nice job of not letting the defensive ends come out and take that rollout away. But Butel showed a few signs of being able to tuck the ball and get positive yards if need be.
Well, and that's the thing. As a freshman, you're asking a 14, 15-year-old kid, basically,
to
come out here on a varsity stage on a Friday night with the lights and all that and perform like that with the confidence and, you know, just the belief that he could do it. And, I mean, he just played a very, very mature football game for a young kid.
You would have thought that he would have really come in and been uptight. Jasper's they're struggling in their season. Your first start is on the road at Bosse with athletes. You know, there was a lot of things that could have went wrong, but because he came in with the right attitude, because the offensive line picked up their aggressiveness tonight, because Holsworth was able to get some yards, he just took what was coming his way. He played under control, and I was extremely impressed.
Well, taking a look at numbers overall, the Wildcats 492 yards of total offense compared to Bosse's 232. And, you know, Holsworth, he had 129 yards and 17 carries. A lot of those coming in the first half with 107 yards. And then just other numbers, Cabrick, 5 carries, 79 yards and a score. And then Landon Fleck, again, just he's really a kid that you can rely on if you need him because, again, he did the job against Harrison. You know, so again, 15 carries for 83 yards and a score for him in the second half to kind of keep things moving for us.
Well, Fleck brings what we call in the biz change of speed. He's faster than any of the running backs out there. The guy is lightning in a bottle.
Yep.
But he did show a little bit of power right there. But Coach he's bringing him in. He's Mr. Reliable. You know, don't put the ball down on the turf. He covers it up well when he's in traffic. But he does such a nice job of using what his God-given talents, you know, positive, 4 yards, 5 yards. Guys on defense, they take a half a second off. He's so fast. He's 9. He's 12. He's 15 yards down the field.
Yeah.
So Fleck is a great change of speed back.
Well, and then you also got good numbers from Perkins, 8 carries for 48 yards. And then also Elliott Smith came in late, 5 carries for 56 yards. Unfortunately, just got that ball stripped from him. That went 99 yards the other way. And also, hats off to our receiving corps, too. Tyler Atkins with the catch for 24. Cameron Howard with 2 catches for 39, including a touchdown reception. And Mitchell Leinebach also with a snag for 8 yards. So good things we saw on the offensive side. Defense needs to work on a few things. But, again, the bottom line is we got the win tonight.
Jasper had to have this win. I know we're only the 4th game, but you got to get back to 500. You got a home game next week. Mater Dei, you know. I don't know what they did tonight, but I know that they got upset by Vincennes, and Coach Gable is going to have those guys fired up. Jasper's handled them the last few times, just like the Fire Rights had, because Jasper handled them the last few times.
Yeah.
You know Mater Dei's bringing it too. So I think after next week's game, we're going to have a better feel on exactly where Dawkins, Butel, and Smith is as freshmen.
All right, so Jasper wins at 41-14 and improves their record to 2-2, and the Bulldogs drop to 1-3 on the season. So big SIAC win. Every game is a SIAC game. So again, I think it's just kind of wide open with this conference because a lot of teams are up, and a lot of teams are down, and Wright's right now kind of in the driver's seat. We'll see how their numbers or how they finish tonight, but still, I think it's an opportunity. We just have to continue to keep getting better.
Well, you had made a comment to me that I didn't really put a whole lot into until like the next day when, you know, I'm driving around, and I really started to think about what you said. And you said with high school football and everybody getting in the tournament, it's great to win the conference, but it really doesn't mean what it used to mean. And the prime example was look at Jasper last year.
Yeah.
They run through it 9-0, and then they get knocked out in the first game. So Jasper keeps improving like this depending on how the draw works. They could make some noise in the tournament as long as they continue to improve, and we've got to clean up putting the ball down on the turf.
No doubt about it. All right, so for Jeremy Marcos and Bob Welp, my name is Craig Schneider. Jasper wins at 41-14 over the Bosse Bulldogs here in Evansville, Indiana, here on 18 WJTS. Good night.